This is Tanesha Sharp and my husband.
I'm Raymond Sharp.
And we're here to what?
Jump in.
Welcome on today to our Jump In. And today we're going to talk about when do you know or how do you walk away from something, or how and when do you walk away from something that's dead, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your job, whether it's a business. What's the proper way to break up or stop, walk away from something? So that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. So this is something that I always said, well, for me personally, it's always been difficult to start relationships and to end relationships. Because I like being in relationships. So sometimes I was like, if I get in a relationship with this person, I know I might have a hard time ending it. So I didn't want to initiate a relationship. That was me. Okay. That's how, but I like being in a relationship. Now I did. I know it sounds contradictory, but I'm telling you, that's why, if you think about when we first met, when we very first met, how I was like, okay, I was cool, but then I was still kind of like distant. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm about to be in a relationship and I'm trying to, drag this out so I don't have to get into a relationship. Yeah. But I think the best thing to do is to be honest about, where you are and what your expectations are. I think so many times we're focusing on being a certain way or being perceived as a certain way. I think sometimes with our jobs, because we work at a certain place, that place we work is our identity. And we have not separated our identity from where we work, because where we work or who we work for may bring us a certain level of respect or prestige.
And who are we going to be if we leave?
Exactly.
Like, I'm going to lose myself.
Correct. And I think that speaks more to some personal issues that we have, that we don't want to separate ourselves from certain things, because now what are people going to say about me? Now what are they going to think about me? And I think because of that, that's why some people get stuck. Some people don't want to start over. Nobody likes doing resumes. Nobody
or
likes
applying for jobs.
I hate it.
Doing interviews.
Yes. No. So it's like, man.
Who likes to do that?
But because I don't want to do that, I'm going to suffer.
Oh, that's good.
And then you have to see the suffering, because you know that it's time for you to move on. So anything that happens to you that okay, I need to move on, but you're choosing to hold on to something you need to move on from, that's like abuse that you're doing to yourself. Yeah. You can't complain because you're suffering. Yeah. You're willfully putting yourself through self-imposed suffering. See, and we have to get to a point where we stop blaming people. Oh, this job. Oh, my boss. No, you. You know it's time to go, but you refuse to go. It's your fault. It's self-imposed. We have to be more cautious of how we evaluate things and say, okay, I'm going to have to just get through this. I'm going to have to apply for jobs. I might even have to go back to school. I might have to get another certification. But I'm not going to hold myself up. I am not going to make myself suffer. Once I understood that in my life, that if I know I need to move on for something or do something different, and if I don't, I am causing myself to suffer, no matter how much I try to say it was that other person. I did it to myself, and I think we have to take more personal accountability for that.
Absolutely. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, we do. It's so good, because it's so easy to just blame other people. And like, if you're not happy at your job, or you need people around you, is gonna feel it. It's gonna. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just really thinking about what you said, because it's like, I don't think we look at like how it affects the people around us. I mean, sometimes we may not even care, to be honest. Yeah. But if if it's making you a evil person, or even a relationship, if it's making you who you're not really, as far as your character, you just evil, you just mean, and you lash out at people. Like, if it's making you someone that's unpleasant to be around, like, do something about it. Yeah. You're making everybody suffer, and it's not fair.
I'm going to say, don't do something about it. It's so easy for us to say, do something about it. Do the right thing about it. Yeah. Because
make that tough decision. It's really just, it could be a tough decision to do.
It is, but I think sometimes when people hear do something about it, they do something and then they get mad because what they did didn't produce the result.
That's like a hard thing.
But really, it's not hard.
Well, if they haven't did it, it's hard. To them.
But, okay, so, for example, I'm going to say some guys.
Okay.
Some guys. I'm not gonna say guys. Some people, okay, let's talk about like breakups. Like some people break up with the person before they break up with the person.
Okay.
In my mind, I'm like, oh, this is done.
And see, most women don't do that.
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. But we're like, okay.
I know I didn't do that.
Yeah. But I remember being like, this is over.
You're already out of the relationship.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to find an exit ramp. It's kind of like, okay, I have to use the bathroom, but I got to wait for the next exit ramp. So I'm just driving down the highway, waiting for a place to get off.
And then you get in that one argument, like, you know what? We should just break up.
And it's sometimes
you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We can break up. Like, we just.
And this is why I say.
want fries, you want a cheeseburger.
Hey, listen,
like,
this is why I say sometimes.
Like, wow.
Sometimes, I think that, and I think I heard this from some women, actually a lot of women, how like, they were like, well, everything was going fine.
Yes.
But the thing is, everything was fine for you. And I think some guys, they disconnect because the women don't allow them to talk. They don't allow them to communicate. They don't allow them to have opinions. They don't allow them to make decisions. They neuter the man and then get mad when he wants to move on to a place where he can feel like he can really be himself.
And we don't know that we're doing that though, because a lot of men don't communicate with us about it.
But again, some women don't allow men to communicate. Like you allow me to communicate. Like you know how I feel because you allow me to communicate how I feel. And not just ear service like, okay, I heard you, whatever. It's like you do something about it. Some women will hear and never do anything about it. They're just like, well, you just got to deal with me. And if I don't want to deal with you, how am I going to be happy? If I'm communicating like, hey, I have an issue with this and you never change it, you never put any effort to change it, why are you surprised if I don't want to be with you? That doesn't make any sense.
Another thing is, too, I think sometimes men will communicate that and we don't even hear it.
Because you don't want to.
We didn't hear it. Because I don't never remember hearing someone say, oh, because I feel like I would have changed. But
no. I don't think you would. I don't think you would have changed. I think you would have tried to compromise, not change. Okay. Because there's certain things that you're not going to put up with.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so I'm fairly sure.
But I would have tried to like, okay, I'll meet you somewhere. Yeah, but I'm not going to stop.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, so some guys could work with that, but some women don't even do that because they haven't learned how to do that. It's immaturity. Okay. And I think that even if there's some cases where like some people, it takes those situations to cause them to mature because they didn't realize the damage that we're doing. And that's on guys too. There's certain things we do, like, sometimes guys are like, oh, I just want to kick up with my friends when it's like, it's an opportune time to spend time with their girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like the woman doesn't feel like she's on a back. She feels she's on a back burner. Yeah. And that's something that, she needs to communicate. And some girls are like, oh, I'm not going to be that girl that's going to be blah, 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 blah. But it's like, no, be that girl. If you say, hey, I need you to spend time with me, tell him. So like, because you are lying, again, you're self-imposing suffering upon yourself because you're not telling the truth.
And I think ultimately it becomes a waste of time. The more you lie, the more you cover up, the more you don't act like, or you don't be your true self, the more you just kind of like take it. In the end, it never works, or you become very miserable because it's kind of like you're with someone that it's not a good fit. Like you talking about long term. We've been married 16 years. Yeah. I can't imagine being married 16 years to somebody that I've just had to keep just keep like compromising and just taking hit after hit after hit. If it just doesn't work, it just doesn't work. And you're going to keep wasting time. Yes. Because if it's not working out, unless y'all both work together to make it work, it's not going to work.
Let me say this.
Or you're not going to enjoy the marriage. It'll be something that you're tolerating, or you're doing it because you want to look a certain way. You want to be married. You don't want to be alone. Yeah. Like it's not nothing that you're going to really experience a happy marriage. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying you can't be happy, but it's challenging to do that because it's like, it's one-sided. It's all about the other person. Right. Or you're constantly, you can't be you because you is not what that person wants.
That's correct.
You can't be you because it's not. It doesn't work right with that person. You know what I'm saying? What they're trying to do. Like, no, I don't need you to be like that because I'm trying to do this over here. I need you to be this kind of way. And it's like you stop being who you are because of that. And it's like, you don't want to have to live like that.
Let me change gears just a little bit.
All right.
I think we also have to go through this with our children. Because I can't speak to our children like I spoke to them 3 or 4 years ago.
No, you can't. That's true.
And even within that, I can't speak to, I don't talk to all my children are like, we have one child that's about to go to high school.
Yay.
But I primarily speak to our children, especially the older two, like they were older.
Yeah.
Because
almost like they're in college.
Yeah, because they
talk to them
the way they think, it's like, this is not a normal middle school child. No, the way that they think and process, I have to meet them where they are and not expect for them to be a certain way because it's my expectation.
Yeah.
And I think with our children, with our relationships, with our jobs, even with our parents, we speak to people where our expectation is, not where they are. And I think that's where a lot of frustration comes in. And I think that's why some people get so disappointed with relationships. It's like when you see, like when I saw you for the first time, I had my expectation built up about you. And I've shared those things, some of the things I thought about you when we first met that, you proved wrong. And some of them I'm very, very grateful for. But, and some of them I'm like,
I'm glad too.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think with the expectation, like we set expectations and then get upset when people don't meet those expectations, but we didn't take the time to understand who they are nor where they are. And I think because of that, that's why some people get upset. Like, I thought he was like this. No, you thought that. There's nothing about him that said that. That's what you thought. That's what you wanted to believe. You created this whole, imaginary thing. It's kind of like looking at a movie trailer and saying, I bet that movie's going to be just like this. And you watch the movie like, man, that movie's trailer was a little bit misleading.
Yeah.
But no, they showed you a portion. You can't judge the whole by a portion without getting to know it intimately. So you got to talk, you got to communicate, you got to be around, you got to observe them. I think we miss all those things, and then we end up in relationships like, I hate this. But you hate it not sometimes because of what they've done, but what you crafted in your mind in regard to what you thought that was going to be.
Do you think sometimes we still try to hold on to what we think?
Yes.
And we marry that?
Well,
we marry what we think?
I think some people...
hoping that it will be?
I think yes. And I think some people, they spend too much time dating, trying to make someone conform to what they want versus just understanding they're not what I need or not what I want, and I just need to move on.
And you don't want to marry somebody that is not
Man,
what you
forget
need.
marriage. You don't even need to date that.
That's true. It's a waste of time.
It's a complete waste of time.
It's a waste of time because there is somebody out there I didn't know, and I thank God, I didn't know really what I needed, but it's like everything that I needed is truly in my spouse. And I'm grateful for that. And so now on the other side of, not being single anymore, knowing that how important it is for someone not to just be somebody that you're just attracted to and somebody that you're just so infatuated with and in love with, but what else is there?
What else? Yeah, that's something. Even with the kids, when we continually ask them, okay, keep going, keep looking. What else is it? And if you can't find anything else that's of quality beyond they look cute, take a step back because that's something that may be a distraction for you, or you may not see who that person really is because you can't look past how cute they are. So
and you want to be around them all the time because they're cute or their personality, and it's like, we want our kids to know that,
there's more.
When you're thinking about getting serious. Now maybe when you just got a little friend and it's not nothing serious, okay, that may be cute or whatever. But when you really start, when you become an adult and you're trying to get into a serious relationship, it has to be more.
Yeah.
Like, what else can they offer you? Can they encourage you? Do they just, are they kind to you? I mean, I know that's basic, but
yeah. Or even, do they show up? Do they call you when they say they're gonna call you?
Yeah.
Do they, if you're gonna meet them somewhere, are they where they say they're gonna meet you? There's everything lined up. Those basic qualities of decency.
Or what happens when they go through something like, and when I say kind, is like when they have a bad day, are they lashing out at you?
Yeah.
Are they making you pay for their day? or they're making you pay for the last relationship they was in.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I did that a whole lot. I've paid for a lot of things that other women did that I didn't do, and then I hope y'all enjoyed this jump in. But yeah, it's we really want to make sure this helps you. So let's finish it. All right, until next time, we want you to what?
Jump in.
Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Y'all take care.